Hey folks, this is David Smith at Correctional Officer Lifestyle. This is going to be a new kind of video for me. I actually went through the press clips and have gotten a couple of stories out of the press clips. So I'm going to initiate the news from the Florida Department of Corrections on every Monday of the week. This week, I have two articles that I found in the press clips. Number one, FTC announces hiring bonuses. The Florida Department of Corrections, and in case you're wondering, I am reading this off of my computer. The Florida Department of Corrections, FTC, is providing $1,000 bonuses to newly certified correctional officers at select institutions throughout the state. No experience is necessary to apply, and all training is provided. During training in academy, non-certified officers receive a competitive starting salary and premier benefits, including health insurance, on the day one of their new career in public safety. Upon successful completion of the Basic Training Academy, newly certified officers of qualifying institutions will receive the bonus and join the ranks of the nearly 24,000 courageous men and women in the Florida Department of Corrections. Additional benefits such as biannual uniform allowances, state college tuition waivers, and criminal justice incentive pay become available after certification. The bonuses will be available at the following institutions: Appalachia Correctional Institution in Sneads, Florida; Baker Correctional Institution in Sanderson, Florida; Calhoun Correctional Institution in Blountstown; Charlotte Correctional Institution in Punta Gorda; Central Florida Reception Center in Orlando; my institution, Century Correctional Institution in Century, Florida; Columbia Correctional Institution in Lake City; Taylor Correctional Institution in Perry; Tomoka Correctional Institution in Daytona Beach; Union Correctional Institution in Rayford; Wakulla Correctional Institution in Crawfordville; Walton Correctional Institution in Defuniak Springs; and Zephyr Hills Correctional Institution in Zephyr Hills, Florida. That is a lot of institutions that have initiated the hiring bonus. There is a limit. This is not part of the story. There is a limit. There is a percentage that the institution has to be above as far as the vacancy rate in order for these bonuses to be offered. And the fact that we have this many institutions at that critical of a staffing level is alarming, putting it mildly. To qualify, you must be at least 18 years old. You must be a United States citizen. You must possess a high school diploma or its equivalent. You must possess a valid driver's license. You must pass a drug test and a physical examination. Pass a background investigation and fingerprinting, which includes, but is not limited to, no felony convictions, no misdemeanor convictions involving perjury or false testimony, and no misdemeanor convictions of domestic violence. We've all heard my spiel on domestic violence. If you've been convicted of it, you can't work in the Florida Department of Corrections. And you must demonstrate good moral character as determined by a background investigation, a thorough background investigation. Okay, that takes care of the hiring bonuses. Okay, notice it said you do not get the hiring bonus unless you go all the way through the academy and get certified. We are not going to just let people come through the door, get $1,000 hiring bonus, and say, this ain't for me, I quit. You have to go through the training. You have to become a correctional officer. You have to be certified as a correctional officer in order to get the hiring bonus. Now, that being said, folks, we need you. Come out, work for us. We'll treat you right. Okay, we will. There's a big pay raise in the works. I'm not going to go into too many details about it. It is public knowledge. Mr. Inch has put it out. We do have support, but it is still in the process of going through the legislature, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. Okay? One of the main reasons that we need more staff is so that we can provide more programming for the inmate population, which brings me to my second article that I have, and it is Prison Pups Program in Daytona Changes Lives. Okay, Tomoka Correctional Institution in Daytona Beach conducted its 63rd Prison Pups and Pals graduation on October the 6th, 2021. Notice Tomoka Correctional Institution is one of the institutions that is offering a hiring bonus. They have achieved a rather drastic vacancy rate, but even with that vacancy rate, this is still going on. This is such a positive program that it just has to continue. Okay, inmates train dogs for 8 weeks. The dogs are then given to new owners, including veterans who need companion dogs. The lives of the dogs, their adopters, and the inmates are changed for the better. The recent graduation showcased 11 canine graduates, all but a black lab mix named Roly Poly. Love that name. Having known a few Labrador retrievers in my time, I can understand that name. Shy but incredibly docile and sweet, and available for adoption. Got permanent homes after graduation. Kevin Mansfield of Orlando took home Cole, who was a victim of the recent Tennessee floods. He had to say, "It's very important to me because it's going to help me with my mental state," said Mr. Mansfield, an 18-year U.S. Army veteran. "I've been dealing with depression and PTSD for the last 12 years. I've only been out of the Army 3. Dave Norris, a United States Marine Corps veteran who lives in Port Orange, took home Murphy, who was found roaming the woods in Colorado. He says, I didn't think this day would ever come," Mr. Norris said. "We were waiting and waiting and waiting. But we knew these guys were taking such good care of him and all the other dogs in the program. For me, he will be a therapy dog, even though he wasn't trained to be. I am looking so forward to the rest of his life with us. All dogs are crate trained, housebroken, spayed and neutered, up to date on shots, and microchipped. The partners of this program include the Humane Society, the Orlando VA, and Give Companion Dogs to Veterans with PTSD. Those all worthwhile organizations, folks. Every one of them a worthwhile organization. Chaplain Teddy Key, the keynote speaker at the graduation, had this to say. A lot of inmates have lost their families, or their families have turned their back on them. Having something that doesn't turn their back on them has changed these men. Folks, a dog's not going to turn his back on you. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what you've done. Doesn't matter how you are, a dog is not going to turn his back on you. I could not agree more with that statement. This article also lists one success story from the program. Mr. Todd Wilson, an inmate that was released, was a part of the program. After his release, he is married and works for a maintenance company. He also provides dog training services. He owns 5 dogs, 3 that are rescues, and he is breeding French bulldogs. Mr. Wilson had this to say about the program. It's an excellent program. It's a win-win, not only for the inmates, but for the puppies. A lot of them have been abused animals. It's all about getting them a forever home that they can go back and hopefully have a good life. And you get wonderful feedback from the veterans, and that really made it worth it. I would like to thank Diane M. Carey of Hometown Volusia News for such a wonderful article about just one of the good things that the Florida Department of Corrections has been up to. Folks, that is all I've got for the press clips. That's all I got for the news for this week. There's no shortage of doom and gloom in the media for the profession of corrections. There's no shortage of the media telling everybody how we're doing things wrong, how we're doing things incorrectly, how we're doing bad things. But it's articles like these. It's articles like the prison pups that make the Department of Corrections look good, that make the Department of Corrections worthwhile. Mr. Wilson, the inmate that was released, having been a part of the program, is now training dogs as a job on the street. He's rescuing dogs that may not have stood a chance anywhere else. He's making it. He is a success story, and it's programming. Treating an institution as a warehouse for men is ineffective. The programming is what works. The rehabilitation to prepare them for restoration into their society, that's what works. That's what we need to focus on, folks. In order for that to happen, we need staff. We need staff. And that's where the first article comes in. Not only are you looking at getting a $1,000 bonus, but folks, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I have worked for the Department of Corrections for 27 years. Not once have I gone without a paycheck. Not once have I missed a paycheck. Not once have I been without medical insurance. My family's never been without medical insurance. I've never gone without food on my table. I've never gone without clothes on my back, and I've never once gone without a roof over my head. The Florida Department of Corrections has been good to me. It can be good to you too. Give us a chance. Give us a chance. Let us prove it to you. Let us prove it to you. That's all I got for this video, folks. If you like the video, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications so that you'll know when I post new videos. And hit me with some comments. Hit me with some feedback. I'm going to try to make this a regular thing. I'm going to try to hit the news of the Department of Corrections, which is the press clips that they put on the website for the public to view. So it's public information anyway. I'm just presenting it in my own unique method. As always, I end every video with a domestic violence spiel. Call it a spiel. Some of the videos I haven't been ending with it because they're just questions. They're just little 1-minute videos, and I'm liking the 1-minute videos. They're a lot of fun, but this message needed more than a minute. But I end it with the domestic violence spiel. Folks, we have no place for domestic violence. You can't even get a job in the Florida Department of Corrections if you have been convicted of a misdemeanor domestic violence. There is no place for it in this world. We have to get rid of it. That being said, 1-800-799-SAFE. 1-800-799-7233. That is a domestic violence hotline. Call that number. The people at the other end have the tools, abilities, and resources to help the victims of domestic violence. As always, if you know the aggressor, say something to somebody, because the worst thing you can say is nothing. And if you happen to be the aggressor, there's help for you too. The first thing you have to do is admit that you need the help. The second thing you have to do is ask for it. It'll be provided. Folks, this is David Smith at Correctional Officer Lifestyle. Always remember that love shouldn't hurt. I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. Y'all stay safe behind the fence. I'll see you in the next video.